another episode, FilmSpeak. I'm your host, Bill. Maniacal laugh, maniacal laugh.
Time for FilmSpeak again. We are here to spread our love of film to a whole handful of you.
This should be an excellent episode as Eric Whiting and Haley J. Madison are joining us today. Eric has been very busy, and I'm sure that he has plenty to share today.
That's right, and after that, we'll catch up with Eric. After we catch up with Eric, we will break down the 80s holiday classic Christmas Vacation. I love this time of year. It's so magical.
The holidays, all the food, family, and a ton of Christmas films.
Tons. Sounds absolutely wonderful.
In fact, I think tonight I will watch Die Hard and Lethal Weapon. Knock them off my list.
Wait a second. Do those count?
They take place at Christmas. They both have Christmas trees.
Is that all it really takes?
I think so.
Okay.
Please join us at the table with Eric and Haley, and after we check out these clips.
Then join us for a talk about the holiday comedy classic Christmas Vacation.
Think we can talk about other Christmas movies too?
Well, why not? It's our show.
Excellent.
Yeah.
See you at the table.
I've spent my whole life repressing my true intentions. I fear what I'm capable of. I barely trust myself anymore, and these impulses from within have plagued me for as long as I can remember.
Whatever this is, you can't keep it to yourself any longer.
But life finds a way. These impulses grow stronger with each breath. Fantasizing just won't fucking do it for me anymore. You don't know where I've been.
I'm so tired of running, need to rest my soul. Darkness is my father, it's darkness I know. I never had sorrow.
Mommy?
You've been so bad.
Mommy?
So bad.
What?
This just came in the mail, but there's nothing in it that says who sent it or what's on it.
Maybe I have a secret admirer.
Or most likely it's from your mother's lawyer. You want to watch it?
Can't. My ride's here. I'll be back late Sunday night. It's a paid gig, so I'll be able to help out with rent this month.
Sweetheart, I'm the luckiest dad in the world. Oh,
I thought you quit.
I did.
Well, don't smoke in the house.
I won't.
Oh, shit.
When some weirdo came up, did you yell for help? Did you throw your bag of candy at him?
I was just a kid!
So was she. And now she's nothing. When I look at you, I don't see your face. I see my friend rotting in a ditch somewhere. Why don't you wipe those tears off your face and get the fuck out of my office?
Sandra, I am so sorry.
Sorry's not gonna help anything. Our friendship's just like April, dead in the fucking ground.
I'm bored.
Tragic.
Your house is boring.
You know what might be fun? Taking a bath. You smell like a disease.
Thank you. Will you draw a picture of me?
Nope. Don't do portraits.
I'll pose naked.
Definitely no. Quit being weird.
Weirdness is just a side effect of boredom.
No, it's not.
Do you have any liquor?
Nope.
Fuck.
I have NyQuil.
I'll take it.
There's this study that shows that pain tolerance rises when people curse, regardless of language or anything. You just gotta commit. Fuck!
Seriously?
Yeah, try it.
Fuck!
Cut piss bag!
Cut piss shit!
Alright, now try it with compounds. Get creative. Dog fuck shit bagel!
What?
Try it.
Shit bagel bitch cunt!
Fuck piss bag! You feel better?
Honestly? Yeah.
This holiday season, ring in the new year the right way, the Whiting way, with Eric Whiting sings the holiday greats. 37 of the most beloved holiday classics of all time, as only Eric Whiting can do them.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. May your heart be light. And when the new year comes...
45 of your favorite holiday hits, as only the man himself, Eric Whiting, can record them.
Jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ding. Rolling and something, bushels of fun. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a Christmas holiday time. This'll go all the way, you can see. And, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
And as a special bonus, some of them are done on helium.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is...
The only thing that could be worse than a stocking full of coal would be missing Eric's original Christmas song.
For Christmas, I got you a dog that sympathizes with Hitler. Except one day, he was run over by a kosher meats truck.
Get a copy for your loved one today.
He's making a list and checking it twice. It's gonna mark off who deserves to have AIDS or something.
Jews need not apply.
Try to look right into the lens, like into people's hearts.
Welcome back to FilmSpeak. We're sitting here with co-host Dovey.
Hi, everybody.
And I have guest Eric Whiting and Haley J. Madison. We're here to talk right now about what they're doing in film locally, and then we'll be breaking down the Christmas classic, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Thank you guys for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Start with you, Eric. I know that you've been busy as of late.
Yep.
Please tell us what you've been up to, but also then what you also have coming up.
Okay, well, I was on last in April, so refresher since then. I've edited several movies this year. I edited Awkward Thanksgiving, which just came out. I also edited Scare Waves, which Haley was also in. I actually produced and edited a found footage movie called Alone in the Ghost House, which kind of came about at the last minute over the summer. Not much has been made of that yet because it hasn't premiered or anything, but that's something that's done and is going to come out. On my own time, I've been for the last year writing this script called Primordial, which is it's kind of like Taxi Driver, but with a woman in her mid-20s who's suffering from sadistic urges that she's trying to repress. And it's also kind of influenced by Breaking Bad and Pulp Fiction a little bit. So that's been my next big thing. I just completed the script recently. I actually shot the final scene as well, and we're going to shoot the rest of it in February and March.
Well, you just mentioned three things that I love. Taxi Driver, Pulp Fiction, and Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Yeah. I am sold. To me, that is a winner combination. What challenges have you been finding getting your script written and getting the film shot?
Well, for me, a lot of the problem I have with writing scripts is how to convey certain ideas. I have a lot of moments where time passes or I'm trying to convey ideas without having people say, hey, this is what's happening, because I don't want to beat people over the head or treat them like they're stupid.
Yeah.
But so trying to think of a way to write things in such a way so that people can understand, but without bashing them over the head is hard. Also, because I don't really talk a lot in real life, I have trouble writing mundane dialogue, but in such a way to where it's still interesting. That's something Tarantino is really good at, is writing mundane dialogue in a way that's memorable. Whereas, if people just show up and say, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing, nobody wants to do that.
I agree with you. Quentin Tarantino has this natural ability to flow a conversation where it seems lifelike. You know?
Usually what I do is I think of conversations I've had that either match what the characters are saying or something like that. Or actually sometimes it's while I'm writing, I'll have conversations with people, while drinking or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is good stuff. I'll write this later. And that's how a lot of
we just had a good conversation. We're going to use that.
Let me take notes.
A good micro set recorder
Yeah.
comes in handy.
Yeah,
I used to use
definitely.
those often.
You should let them know before you start recording
Right.
conversations. So I'm about to record this.
Well, see, that's the best thing is I find the best stories are when you take a fictional story, but you pepper it with real life, with things from your life or other people you've known, you've heard, and you take those incidents, because that really gives the breadth of realism in a project. That does find set. And I'm happy that you are trying to make, what's the word I'm looking for, subtle.
Yeah.
Because film is subtlety. Your camera movements, your acting. You're on stage, everything's grandiose, but then when you're on film, everything's pulled back. Your big motions become just small ones, where it gets the same point, meaning across, but you don't have to go over the top to be able to get it there.
What's interesting about kind of if you ever watch silent dramas, it seems a little bit forced because of how there's no sound, so they have to act harder to get the stuff out. Whereas in a silent comedy, it's already over the top and physical, so they can pull it. That kind of stuff ages a lot better.
I tell you what, though, for silent films, Mary Pickford always comes to mind of somebody who could get the message across with just a look. How she carried her body language, her facial expressions, really honed in to the emotions of what was going on.
Mm-hmm. I just recently did like a super artsy silent film, and not only was it silent, but we had masks on.
Oh.
So no facial expressions, no speaking lines. We had to do, it was all like
body
physical
language.
acting and like body acting, and so we had to like exaggerate everything.
like being scared. We had to like shake our hands and like, you know, and like it's just crazy to, I've never like been told to do more acting with my body parts before. And it was like, usually people are like, speak louder or like make this expression. And I had to do like the complete different, just for this whole movie, and everything was so exaggerated. I mean, it looks good without like with the masks and in the context, but if you did that in a normal movie where you're like trying, when it's an actual like speaking part and facial expressions, people would be like, what is
ridiculous.
Is she doing?
Yeah,
like that's so faked, and it's like, it's definitely crazy doing.
As an actress, as an actor, I try to get out of the habit of saying actress, because it's supposed to be either a male actor or a female actor. There is no actor, actress, blah, 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 never mind. Anyways, as an actor, is there anything that you find that helps you get into character or find a character?
I mean, for the most part, I guess I'm a little different than a lot of other actors, I guess. As long as I read a script and understand my character, the only thing I really try to do is make sure I can relate to them. And like, you know, I try to make it personal. I try to think of my own experiences and how to relate that to my acting. Like, I mean, I'm not really a method actor by any means. Like, I can just like, all I really need is that one like deep breath and knowing my lines, and you know, I can, well, hopefully I can portray the actor that I want or the character that I want to bring out. And that's what was different about Apple Cart, is the silent film that I did, is like, you know, there was no way to relate to my character. She's a faceless, lineless character that I just have to do movements for. So that was really different. But normally it's just like, you know, taking something out of my own life and relating it to this character in order to make it work and make it natural. I mean, a lot of it, for me, it's not, I don't try to think too into it.
Yeah.
Because then you just go over the top or you do it wrong. And as long as I have a good director to tell me what to do.
See, I'm weird. I think it's, I heard Samuel L. Jackson's the same way, is I find the character in my physical appearance. Samuel L. Jackson said it's his hair, you know?
That's funny.
Yeah, he finds his character in doing his hair differently for every character.
Yeah, makes sense.
For me, I transform myself, the hair, the facial hair. I find, and once I find that image of look in myself, then the character falls into place afterwards. With Primordial coming out, now you said you were heavily influenced by like Breaking Bad, Taxi Driver, Pulp Fiction and stuff. Did you emulate, or you're emulating a lot of the camera shots and angles, or is it more?
Is it anti-hero?
Yeah, it's definitely anti-hero, because I mean, she's not a full-blown sociopath, but she definitely does. I mean, the whole drama is about her potentially becoming this monster that she's afraid of becoming, and knowing deep down she could become. A lot of that's kind of based on personal stuff without creeping anyone out. You know, sometimes we all have dark urges and things that we all think about that don't. Yeah, things you think about but don't. You know, it would be bad, and you know it'd be exciting at the same time, but you don't really want to go do it because you know it's morally wrong. But then you wonder if there's a point where you, lose track of yourself.
Yeah. Well, that's part of being an artist,
Yeah.
is being able to live there inside your imagination and not cross that over to reality, and just use that to project and tell a story.
Honestly, that's what writing and filmmaking's been for me, as a way to kind of channel the real, the stuff you really shouldn't do in real life, the things you think about, you know, instead of actually going out and hurting people. You can just write stories, and then at that point you also get a chance to think logically about what would happen if this were to happen this way. And that's where a lot of that comes from, and also just from various, because Primordial is based a lot on different inner turmoil things I've had in the past in my head that I've never really talked out loud about. And things like that, but from a female perspective, actually, which is kind of unusual for me. I usually write stuff from a male perspective.
It sounds like a very therapeutic way to be able to deal with it, trying to channel that into a film project like that.
It's productive too, as you know, a lot of the other actors maybe feel the same way. A lot of people I know are actually looking forward to it, because they get a chance to go outside of their normal type to play different types of characters.
Well, I like the idea that you're transforming what would typically be perceived as a male role and using a female character for it. I like that kind of branching out in the imagery like that.
Yeah, you picked a badass little actress for it too.
Mary Lee Osborne.
Mary Lee Osborne.
Yeah, Mary Lee's great. Mary Lee's great because she can play kind of the snarky, cynical, bitchy character, but she also has this kind of underlying warmth to her as well that a lot of people tend to not always notice.
Well, you kind of need that underlying dichotomy, because if there's not something that people can relate to, then they just won't care.
Yeah,
you know, when they're watching it, you need to have, what do they call it? It's on the tip of my tongue. the save the cat moment.
Right.
You know, that you always read about that in like screenplay handwriting books, that you have to have that one moment, no matter how despicable a character is. If they just have that one moment where they show a redeemable quality, then everything else they do is okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too, that you have a female playing the part. It's very few, very infrequently depicted in films.
Yeah.
And when they are, you look at people like characters like Sharon Stone from Basic Instincts or Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction, and you're like, man, they got their just deserves. And I mean, you don't empathize with them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
I love Gina Davis's character in The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, right.
Boy, does she kick butt. One of my favorite line of the whole movie is Samuel L. Jackson when she kicks open the door and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm just sitting here waiting for you to come and save me." Which, you know, it's that thing, it's that flip, you know, where you're taking the gender bias and flip-flopping them. And I love that.
It's also, it sounds like it's free therapy for you,
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, if you can be constructive and deal with some of your own inner turmoil by getting it out, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of this world is about, of arts and entertainment, is a release. And it's also a vulnerability too, because you're exposing a lot, but it's still kind of being hidden.
Yeah.
I expose myself all the time. It usually just gets me
Yeah,
slapped.
but yeah, I was going to say.
Or arrested.
Or arrested. I'm going to the Hooskow for that one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. I said
Okay, let's
Hooskow.
change the subject.
Now, as you finish Primordial, is there anywhere, is it on Facebook? Is there a place where people can go to be able to keep track of it?
Yeah, there's actually a band called Primordial as well, which has much more likes than the movie. If you type in Primordial film, you'll find a still of the actress with an assault rifle. That's the one for my movie.
Okay.
And yeah, I have the Facebook page for that. I have a couple clips on YouTube. I have a trailer, and actually I shot the final scene already, so I have about 2 minutes of the final scene. It's spoiler free, so you can watch it without spoiling anything.
So you can go to YouTube, do primordial film trailer,
yeah,
or clips,
type
and they
in,
should pipe up.
Type in my name, Eric Whiting, with it, because there is another movie on there called Primordial, but it looks like shit, so
Yeah.
watch it.
And out of curiosity, is there any way that people can find out more about you and the films you're participating in?
I think my IMDb has a list of a lot of the films I've been in. I do have to update it. My Facebook, I'm always posting stuff about what I'm doing, the films I'm in, everything that's happening, all my crazy life stuff that I do all the time, photo shoots, like modeling gigs. It's all on there. Facebook on it's Haley. HALEYJAY Madison, Haley J. Madison. So,
yeah, so check them out. That would be most excellent. Is there any last minute things that you guys would like to talk about, push out there?
I think we've covered most of it. Like I said, there's this movie Alone in the Ghost House, which I mentioned earlier. I think that's going to premiere in sometime in 2015, so keep an eye out for that. It's a found footage movie, but well, I won't give anything away. It's very different than, I'm not a huge fan of found footage movies, but it's very different than a lot of other ones that have come out. And if you also don't like reality TV or think it's phony, you'll especially love it. I'll have to say
Sweet.
that
Cool.
Kind of excited about that.
Yeah, sounds different.
And you're going away to film a movie down south here soon.
yes, I leave on Thursday. Not ready. I'm going to go film a movie out in Alabama with this person called Jay Burleson. I'm shooting 2 movies with him, actually. One's going to be like a comedy slasher, and then the other one is like a drama, which is a little bit outside of what I usually do. So I'm excited to go out there and see them and try something new.
Well, you've been doing horror, you tried comedy. The next step would be drama.
Hope so, and hope I'm doing all right.
You know, you've even done pantomime, so you know you're covering all the bases there.
Covering all my bases. Putting it in. Next one's the action. I'm going to do the action
you
flick
go.
next. Got it coming.
Gonna have to have you kicking butt. Yeah, I can see that.
Awesome. Love it.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys for coming on and sharing.
Yeah,
and
you're welcome.
please stick around. We're going to be talking about the Christmas classic, Christmas Vacation. So join us back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to FilmSpeak. We're sitting here getting ready for Christmas and Christmas movies, talking with Eric and Haley about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I have to admit, when this movie came out, I was like, another vacation movie, screw it, and I didn't go see it. It was actually a handful of years after it came out that I finally watched it, and I was like, I was an idiot. This movie's pretty hilarious. I know it kind of has that real feeling for Americans for Christmas. It's that balance of I love my family and I want to kill them. You know, that really comes about in the holidays.
And the person who wants everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
And just the most perfect Christmas ever for everyone, and you can't attain it.
Yeah.
It's got to happen kind of naturally.
Yeah. So for you guys, Eric, what do you? How do you feel about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Well, I think it's very funny. I actually only just saw it all the way through in 2010. So, I mean, I'd seen bits and pieces of it on TV, you know, the 10 years leading up to that, but it wasn't until 2010 I actually sat down and watched it from beginning to end, and I loved it. It's become something I watch every Christmas, you know, along with like Die Hard and Rudolph and The Grinch and stuff like that.
The Grinch, Friday After Next, Bishop's Wife. Hey, that's a great, Friday After Next is a great Christmas movie.
Doesn't that also start out with an animated intro kind of similar?
It does, very similar to Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's right.
Most observant, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. I like that. Yeah, I don't think it gets enough credit. I love the fact that they have a skinny crackhead Santa Claus in that film. But Christmas Vacation, yeah, that just reminded me so much of my family, you know, through the 70s when I was a little kid. The perspective of them, the fights, getting everybody together. When you have so many people staying under one roof, the haphazards that it brings.
Yeah, that's the reason I usually work on my holidays. Like, sorry guys, can't come into the chaos. I have to work. Can't do it. Sorry guys.
Fortunately, my family gets along pretty well, but then again, there's actually not a ton of us in under one roof together.
Yeah, when it's me and my mom's side, it's Christmas Vacation. Like everything goes wrong, and me and my mom are fighting, and like she's pulling her hair out, and like we're trying to get the turkey in the oven, and everything's. Christmas, it reminds me a lot of my own family because we're all just crazy people. On my dad's side, everyone gets along. Everyone's just polite and make the food's that nice, and like on my mom's side, we're all just scrambling and like. It's exactly like Christmas Vacation.
It makes me think of the last Christmas I had with my dad, and we were at your house, and Bill had decided there was going to be a Christmas goose this year. First time ever cooking a Christmas goose, and my dad and I were in charge of it while they went to other family events. And we started a fire. There was a goose fat fire in the oven that Bill didn't hear about until some time after.
Yeah.
It tasted great though.
I tell you, yeah, it's a little Christmas cooking tip. If you're going to make a duck or a goose, you have to drain the fat every half hour. They emulate so much fat that keeps coming. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And if you don't, it's ruined.
Yeah.
Keep up on your goose. If you can't handle it, make a ham.
Yeah, I've never cooked goose before, so that's a good thing to know.
It is a tricky prospect. Though I'm at a loss because I've never had the what is it, turducken?
Turducken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm curious though.
I'm not.
I am because
I'm curious about it.
I'm curious. We're meat eaters.
Yeah.
We're men. We're meat eaters. What? You're combining 2 meats at once?
3.
Give me.
Yeah.
I've learned since I have a lot of food allergies, I've kind of discovered in the last few years, I'll pretty much eat anything as long as I'm not allergic to it.
Wow.
Now, Christmas Vacation. There's some interesting things about the film. It was written by John Hughes.
Yep.
I think the first 3 vacation movies were. They were based on 2 short stories that he did for National Lampoon magazine. One of the short stories was the story of Christmas Vacation. I find it like Randy Quaid's character just cracks me up. Cousin Eddie. As I hate to say it, I have known people like Cousin Eddie who are that bad, who would not think of twice of going out to the road, sticking their sewage pipe down it.
A lot of people have probably been Cousin Eddie without even realizing it.
Well, you know, I read that Randy Quaid actually based that character off a friend of his from high school.
Oh, really?
That was a guy that he hung out with, and when it came time for him to play Cousin Eddie, that's who he modeled the character after.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't he and his wife get into some weird scenario a few years ago where they're wanted by the laws? I remember when reading the story, it kind of reminded me of his character a little bit.
He said that the Star Whackers, a bunch of hitmen who are controlling stars, had a contract out on him, and
wow.
he was bouncing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Crazy conspiracy theory stuff, right?
Yeah, he's a bit of a nutter.
Because I just remember reading the story thinking maybe he is that character in real life. I don't know much about Randy Quaid aside from the roles I've seen him in.
Yeah.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's
Midnight Express.
Oh, that's right. He
was in Midnight Express, which
he's the one who gets his feet bashed or something.
He was in a Woody Allen movie too. Just kind of as a party guest. Maybe it was Play It Again, Sam. Or something like that. Jeff Goldblum too. But
Annie Hall, because Jeff
Hall.
Goldblum's
Hall.
at a young age.
That's it. Was Annie Hall.
Yeah. I think Sigourney Weaver, I've heard, is in the background in one scene.
Briefly.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. I love Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing about Christmas Vacation is I can't remember the actress's name. She was the old aunt.
Oh, she the one who voices Betty Boop.
Yes, Betty Boop.
She also voiced Olive Oyl. I think sometimes she actually voiced Popeye as well. She's done a lot of cartoon characters.
It's funny, when we were watching this again, and he brought up the Betty Boop, I knew as soon as we read minds sometimes because we've known each other for so long, but he was like, I was like, Betty Boop. And then when you look at her face, she looks like Betty Boop, as an 80-year-old Betty Boop. She's so freaking cute. Adorable.
Because I didn't know that till maybe 2 months ago, and then I watched again, like, how did I not think of that? Because the voice sounds.
Because the voice, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that before, but I do now.
You'll learn something on FilmSpeak. How about that? That's amazing.
Never fails.
We're educational. You learn about movies. You learn how to properly pronounce words and stuff.
I think Mae Quest is the name of that actress. I can't remember. But I think that's that actress's name.
Mae Quest?
I think so.
Well, we can find out. Or maybe not, because she wasn't big enough to be on the
listed,
back.
Yeah. Oh, bless her heart. But she, wonderful comic relief for the film, to always have the elderly people with their unknowingness about things.
The guy who plays her husband, too.
Right.
He is in tons of stuff. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, really?
He's the doctor.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that till now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Weird how they're all connected.
Yeah.
Everything's connected.
So something weird, almost every major actor who is in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was in a movie with Jack Nicholson. Almost everybody except Chevy Chase.
Huh. That's okay. That's a trivia.
Is it that interesting?
That is interesting.
Well, the things you read when you check out IMDb's trivia for a movie, you're like, wow, oh wow. I'm gonna have to bring that on the show.
Right.
One thing I'm surprised the show Big Bang Theory's never done is made a joke about them all watching Christmas Vacation, since the actor who plays Leonard is the kid.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they've never made. Yeah, the kid, the son is.
I'm gonna have to.
Johnny Galecki, I think, is his name. But I'm surprised they've never made a joke about them all watching that, just because he's in it.
It's kind of funny. 2 Christmas movies came out the year that Christmas Vacation came out. 89.
89. Yep.
89. Okay, there was Christmas Vacation, and then this movie about a lost reindeer.
Oh.
I can't remember the name of it.
Is it Prancer, I think?
Prancer, that was it.
Oh my gosh.
And that kid is the star in both of them.
Oh, really?
Wow.
He ruled Christmas of 1989.
Wow. And now he's on the Big Bang Theory.
And now he's on Big Bang Theory. Hey, thumbs up to any working actor who
Oh, yeah.
keep going that long.
Yeah, to be from that
Grown
long
up.
ago.
All
Yeah.
grown up.
Also, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who hadn't really done much film before then. She was on Saturday Night Live.
Actually, 4 alumni from Saturday Night Live are in.
Chevy Chase, Brian
Doyle
Murray, and who else? Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
And there's one more.
Oh, dadgummit. Anyways.
Anyways.
Yeah, but Yeah, her and her husband, the yuppie neighbors that you love to hate from that era.
Randy Quaid.
Randy Quaid, yeah.
He was a cast member for a year.
That's right.
Anyway. But yeah, the neighbors that you love to hate, who are non-traditional, having margaritas on Christmas Eve, right?
But they were
wearing the matching tracksuits and.
They were douchey yuppies, and that way they were like that way, so you didn't mind all the bad crap that kept happening to them.
Right. They got their comeuppance.
They got their comeuppance. They deserved it.
Yeah.
the whole thing with the ice breaking through the window.
Yeah.
And they're like, "How's the stereo system?"
Why is the floor wet? Something hit it, but why is the floor wet? This doesn't. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
When Chevy Chase gets locked in the attic.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And what a nice nod, because he gets locked in the attic, and he goes up there and he finds the Mother's Day gift from 1983, which is when the first Vacation movie came out. You know, so it's kind of like a little wink, wink.
Yeah. There's a good visual in that attic scene when he gets in the trunk and he's cold, so he finds the available clothing pieces to put on, and their women's gloves,
and a towel wrapped around his head.
And there was something else, and he's looking at the things all lovingly, like what's her face, Cecil B. DeMille's Gloria Swanson, yes, looking all like dramatic at everything. And yeah, that's just a funny visual. Him wearing those clothes and the fur stole or something. He's wearing like a stole or something.
And the lights. I mean, they really do take everything, the commercialism, how we approach with the lights, the decorations, and they run a skewer through it, which is just beautiful.
They go through 3 Christmas trees.
They go through 3 Christmas trees.
And they always make sure that there is a freaking Christmas tree.
And I love, because the best thing I think is the speech he gives towards the end, where he's basically like, you know, we're going to have a Merry Christmas, or it's going to frickin' kill us. You know, you're not going anywhere. Everybody's going to buckle down, and you're going to be happy. That sums up Christmas right there, all in that little speech.
And it's the entire series, all the Vacation series. He always has that breakdown.
Yeah.
And take it. One thing I loved about this one in particular, Christmas Vacation, is they set it up in the very beginning with him going overboard, and his wife says something, and he's like, "Since when do I ever go overboard?" Since always. Since the very first Vacation movie.
Yeah, and I love the little touches, because the son, the kid playing Rusty, does a little thing, because he's like, "Hey, Rusty, do you want to help?" And he does Chevy Chase's trademark move, which is, look at a watch that's not there. You know, oh God, yeah, look at the time. I got to get out of here. And that was always like Chevy Chase's thing. You know, and then having the kid do it, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Passing it along.
Passing it along, little nod. I love wink winks.
Oh yeah.
Little hidden Easter eggs. Any final thoughts? Christmas movies, Christmas Vacation. Do you have any suggestions for the people to go and see? I think we've mentioned a few Christmas films.
Well, we haven't mentioned A Bulldog for Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, yes, there you go.
A Bulldog for Christmas.
Bulldog for Christmas.
I think that's the only movie the rest have worked on that kids can watch. But yeah, we did a family movie called A Bulldog for Christmas about almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
and I believe that's available at like Walmart and stuff right now too. So
it's actually available at Walmart.
Find it anywhere.
And it has Mary Lee Osborne, who's in Primordial, is the voice of the talking bulldog in it. I totally forgot.
Oh, sweet.
That's funny.
Yeah,
it's a very different role for her.
It's a good movie.
So yeah, check out Bulldog for Christmas. Any other Christmas suggestions or anything?
Well, actually, I was talking with Bill about this. Are there any non-traditional like movies that aren't Christmas but you still have to watch at Christmas time just because they bring that spirit out of you? Like for me, because I love snow, I always watch stuff like Fargo, The Thing, The Grey, and The Shining at Christmas because there's snow in them.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it just puts me in the Christmas mood for some reason, just because I love snow so much.
Well, you know, It's a Wonderful Life, which is a Christmas standard movie.
Yeah.
Only 8% of it takes place at Christmas.
Just the ending, yeah.
Because it's happening at Christmas, but the whole rest of the movie is being told in flashbacks.
Yeah.
I can only watch A Christmas Story on Christmas.
Love Christmas Story.
Just turn on that one channel on TV, and they have a 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story.
They've been doing that so long.
Little tidbit, that movie was a flop when it came out.
No
I heard
way.
that.
It was so badly received that nobody was buying the VHS tapes. So it became the free movie you got when you bought a VCR in 1985. And so from everybody getting a copy of it for free, It got watched over and over and over again, became the huge cult classic that it is. But yeah,
Oh
it
my
was
gosh,
a bomb.
that's awesome.
It's a Wonderful Life was a bomb
Yeah,
when
that's
it
right.
came out.
That's true.
Yeah, absolute flop. It was called Capra's Corn. It wasn't until years later, in the 50s and 60s, when it started being shown on television, that it caught on to be the classic that it is.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a dork.
Yeah, you've
Makes
got
you
all
wonder.
kinds of information just hidden in there.
It makes you wonder what's out now that will become a classic years from now, or stuff that's popular now but we're going to think is crap in a few years.
Nightmare Before Christmas was a flop.
Yeah, that was only
that was
moderately
94.
popular.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
it made its money back, but it wasn't as hugely popular. Maybe like 2003, I think, is when it really took off.
Yeah, it
Started
took like the
sharing.
90s kids to appreciate it, and now everyone loves it, you know?
Send in-
Yeah, that weird little emo, those like emo kids.
Oh yeah, those emo kids, us.
Yeah, me.
Thanks.
I was
But,
totally that kid in high school. That was me.
So they re-released it in 3D in the mid-2000s a couple times. I think I vaguely remember seeing it in theaters when it came out, but I saw it again in 3D when it came out in 2006 or something.
My wife and I went and saw it when it first came out in the theater, and technically so did my son, because she was pregnant at the time. So, so he was there too. Great Christmas movie. Well, thank you guys very much for coming and sharing your thoughts
Sure,
on,
you're welcome.
on
It's
the
been
movie
fun.
and other movies and whatever tangents we got strung off on.
Oh, I know, as usual.
It happens. What are you going to do? But thank you for joining us, everybody. Watch some good Christmas movies, eat too much food, and treat everybody a little better this time of year.
Love the ones you're with.
Love the ones you're with. Isn't that a song? What a great show. Big thanks to Eric and Haley for coming on today. And thanks to Dovey for coming back on again to tackle hosting duties.
Anytime, anytime. It's a good thing to come on and talk films. I really enjoy hearing from all the guests and all the things they're doing.
I don't think a lot of people realize how many talented people are making film in and around Ohio.
Well, they'll realize it if they watch this show. We have had a slew of talented artists in the past year.
Don't believe us? Check us out on our past episodes on our YouTube channel.
And it is under Burn Mill Productions.
We have had scores of amazing people. Let us know what you think on Facebook about them, about their projects, or about us. You can find us at facebook.com/talkfilmstome.
Remember that this time of year is a good time to reaffirm your bonds of family and friends, no matter what faith you have or don't.
So curl up, stay out of the cold, and watch a movie together.
We'll see you next time on FilmSpeak.
Bye, everybody. Merry Christmas!
And a Happy New Year.
Fade. Okay.
All right.